morning. Well, the smoke has really kind of settled, and you know what? It's not too bad right here. I know it's worse in different areas, but it's all good, and we keep things hunky-dory. I wonder if it's not as bad here as we have pockets of trees around that give off oxygen. Oh, who knows? But anyway, good morning, and we're out for the walk. I could show you the sun, but everyone's seen that. Nico and I are going out for our morning ablutions. So, is there anyone out there who has a service dog who's been in these sort of conditions? I know this is the second most worst fire area in BC, history, but we're pretty well safe down here. We're getting rained on again. Jesus. I'm going to have to go on the road. This complex doesn't have any automatic sprinklers, so they bring it out and they do it manually by a hose and a sprinkler. So it's all good. It's nice weather, like it's nice and warm. It's supposed to be hotter, but no, nice and warm. It's supposed to be warm for the rest of the week, maybe not as warm as the days we went through. But I'm sure. I know if Mom was here, she'd be freaking out, and not because of anything, but just because of the overcast. But we're not really overcast. Yeah, we're I don't know, back there. Sun is trying to peer through again. So, hey, that's going to be a plus. Now, it's going to be a busy weekend. I have to go down for a breakfast and a pancake breakfast. So, we'll see how that goes. And then we're going to go down to the parade tomorrow. And then on Monday, we're going to have a barbecue with some good old fixins. It's nice and quiet. That's what I really sort of like. Everything, once you're sort of in here, it does sort of just, most of your pressure melts away. You take a look at the trees and, your problems are still there, but it's just nice. And if you're calm, your body won't go into the fight or flight resets and let the sugar out, and your body won't go into giving out the insulin. Or that's how it seems to work for me. It may work different for you, but that's what seems to happen. We need to de-stress. No one's there, Nico. We'll go up this way, huh? So, if you de-stress, do it, like I mentioned before, doing something that you like. Now, around here, I'm, saying that it's not really that bad. But, yeah, we'll wait to see. You know, you get little pockets, like I'm coming out of the forest part. And, it's neat because on the news they showed aerial shot of Lower Mainland, and it was just pure smoke. And even if you guys go on the weather net, I think it's the Weather Network. It's not overcast. It's not rainy. It's not sunny. It's not a fog. It's just good old simple smoke. But how's your diabetes going? I think in this heat, the service animals are dragging a bit. I don't want to say Nico's not doing his job. It's just, just like us. If you have to work outside, but at the end of the day you're tired and you're dragging, and I'm out making sure Nico walks, but, it's still all good. Now, tomorrow I'll have shots of the breakfast and everything on there, because I'm taping this a day ahead, so. Now I'm just surprised. Like, I can understand, but I guess the smoke is more than the coast could get rid of. And that's... Now, how is my diabetes? Well, I was low before. Well, I wasn't low, but I was reaching my low point. And for those of you, and this is me, it doesn't, you discuss with your doctor or endocrinologist what is low for you. Never just assume and do things, but talk it over. Do some research. That's always important. I would really like to hear what you're kind of doing when you're low. So often people just open up the fridge and eat. That was me for many years. And then, especially at night, obviously by my size, I was a binge eater. And it was the same in the hospital. And, years ago, after, how are you treating, sorry, you got bumped around. How are you treating your lows? Well, I go to the fridge and just eat whatever's there. And then was told, well, that's not really a good action. So, then it was, well, you should have 15 units of carbs and then wait 15 minutes and then see, and then treat again and wait 15 minutes. By then, your blood sugar should rise. Sorry, I'm just changing the handle on this. And people, that doesn't work for me. And I'm not saying, I tried that a number of times. I honestly did. And for me, with my brittle diabetes, it didn't work. So we need to get into action. and find out what the hell's going on. Like, I can't keep eating anymore. I'm starting to lose some, but I still like food. I like any food. I do my best to prepare it, but it doesn't always work. Um, I like very simple things sometimes. If I see a pierogi, I may buy it, but a lot of times that it made me go through the winter months and such is I would have some potatoes and sometimes with carrots mixed in. And that was pretty well it. Now, normally, that should control, but it doesn't help. So I'm really interested. And yesterday I talked about the sugar program that the diabetic clinic has me on. Now, I know when I was in hospital I brought this forth, and it was... So, that was pretty much different sugars at different intervals. And, the nurses, as I just mentioned, would go berserk because Coke and the candy rockets, that's just going to rot your gut. But we were just trying different levels of sugar. Maybe building on a little more complex to get me down pat. But, what are we going to do? One day I'm high. Well, I know the reason why I was high before, but then if you don't have a high, you build up sort of a sugar, and then if you don't have it, you crash. I haven't crashed yet today, but my latest blood sugar is... it's in the pocket. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 8.3. I know I'm jumping all over the place. So 8.3 is fine. I think that's because I had blueberries and some other fruit for lunch. Sandwich too. And so don't all go berserk because I didn't eat a full meal. Because, I'm just hoping I don't have a severe low. Because Nico's out with me, and... let me just turn around. Things, aren't always the way they seem. And, we get a low blood sugar pretty much every day, sometimes 2 or 3. And lately it's gone back tonight. But I don't know about any other diabetic, but at night I am truly zonked. And I sleep well. And then I'll go through a spurt of I can't sleep. And it doesn't really, for me, have anything to do with stress. It may be what I sort of did before. I watch TV and, I may find that there's a movie on or... So, I trying to show what my day is like, usually. And having things like this happen is a little disturbing to me. Now, I think for any brittle diabetic or any diabetic, it's the price we pay for putting on insulin. And they do like Tim Tracker's little saying, now it's time to pay the price. I do like that, and if we end up eating that, I am paying the price. I've always been a big person, but lately it's just gone berserk. This is our trail. Every so often you do get whiffs of something. If we keep going, we'll end up on our barbecue site, which is also happening this weekend. So we will be very busy. So that should be a fun weekend, and then we can get serious about Mother coming and painting the hall and getting it look pretty. She's been gone 10 years, so she keeps saying, well, you don't know what I look like. And I said, well, you don't know what I look like either. Next pay, before I'll get another trim, and I'm glad I got the haircut before all this started. Just wanted to show you my area. I just hope I can stay in this area. I kind of love, even when it's raining and cold, it's still nice. And, I feel like we get an awful lot of oxygen. But, I'm sure the plants, a lot of people have plants, and all that's being expelled into the community. But, sorry, I'm turning again. It doesn't get it all away. And, there's so much, I guess, not too much air circulation, I wish, and a lot of people are afraid of them because that's what started most of the fires. Lightning bolts, or not lightning, but a thunderstorm. If we had that, I'm sure the winds would pick up and blow most of the stuff away. But for a city that, relies on the rain and everything, we get a rainy winter, we complain. We get a hot summer, we complain. But I've heard that things can be bad for the next couple of years because we're on our cycle. So you gotta live with it. There he is. Hi guys, well we're at Burrard Station and we're heading up. My friends have already ate breakfast there, so we'll see. All is good. But it should be interesting to drive up. It is Saturday morning and the place is crammed. Well, I guess it's not bad now. It was just around the bus stop. But it's like people up and moving. I don't know where New York is. I think pretty well every big city now is 24 hours. Oh, sorry. So yeah, we'll go up and do our normal thing. And we'll go and we'll see our pancake breakfast. I think this one's going to be a little bit longer. Guess it should have been into 2, but hey, what can you do? We're going to just keep going, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Okay, so I think we're gonna end it there. It's, I guess, a pretty long video today. We're on our walk with Nico, and we'll have some fun. So this is Saturday, but you won't get it till Sunday. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.